Okay, folks, in this video, we're going to talk about how to download the software. Now, you can save the software wherever you would like, but most people probably going to operate the software from their desktop. So you probably have some type of Winzip file or some type of software that allows you to basically open up zip files. So if you don't have one of those programs, I'm going to provide a link for you so that you can download a program that will allow you to get this zip file, since the software does come in a zip file, and download it with no problem. So some of you may be wondering why I'm making this video, is because this has come up before where some people have had problems. The majority of you will probably not have an issue whatsoever downloading software, but for the tiny percentage that does or may run into a problem like this, I decided to make this video. So anyway, you were just redirected from PayPal to this page that I hope you bookmarked or saved somewhere. I'm using the Backpage App Poster 2.0 in this example. This will be applicable for any software tool that I've created. This is exactly how you're going to download it, and there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. So what you're going to do is, where it says download now, you just click that, and then it's going to download to most likely your downloads folder. Okay, now for me, as you can see, it already popped up in the downloads section. Now my program is not like Winzip, where it's housed inside of an application or a window, where it has this software and these icons at the top or anything like that. So some of you may have Winzip or some of these other programs where the software actually downloads in that particular application first before you do anything else with it. But the principles are the same. So right now, for most of us, your download is going to be in your downloads folder. If not, and let's say this is Winzip. I'm going to just, for those of you where it actually downloads to your downloads folder, I'm just going to make this very simple for you. And I'll come back to those individuals that may have the software download in a specific application or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my downloads, right? And what I can do is just move this to my desktop. I'm just going to close that out. And then what I can do is right click and extract all. Now you see where it says, okay, where do I want to extract this folder, this Backpage App Poster 2.0? I want to extract it to my desktop. You see my C drive, I'm a user. I have, I'm an authorized user, and then desktop, and then the Backpage App Poster 2.0 software will be in its own folder, unzipped. And this kind of works the same way. I'm just going to drag this over here. I have a dual monitor. So this is how it will look, or it should look, once you extract it. It should say Backpage App Poster 2.0. If this was the software, or let's say it's a Facebook software, or if any other software that I offer, it's going to be in its own folder, unzipped. So this is the zip version that you download from here. This is the unzipped version. And when you open it up, there's three things particular that need to be in the same location. So wherever that same location's in, let's say on your desktop or in a specific folder, these three things specifically, the .exe file, the license.dll, and the locker.dll. These three things specifically, I'm not worried about the README file, which basically contains some extra stuff that I've covered in some of the videos for this particular software. I'm worried about these three different files. Why is this important? Because these two files support this software. The .exe is basically the software itself. So The license, there's a license system attached to each and every software tool that I offer to the public. And then there's a locker. So if I took either one of these out and I tried to open the software, there's going to be a problem. And so you're going to need, let's say, let me try to open this up. There's going to be a problem. I'm just going to show you what that problem is. You would get an error message like this. Program can't start because locker DLL is missing from your computer. Try reinstalling the program to fix. That's because these two applications are not in the same location as the actual software. Even if I only had, if I put one of them back in, I tried to do it, still gonna have a problem. Yep, so locker DLL is missing. Let me try taking the license out and then putting the locker DLL in. Let's see what happens then. And then this is saying unable to read license info because this is the licensing software. So you need both. So if I put both of these back in there, the software will open up as it should. But because I don't, this will be my first time registering this software on this computer. This is what you should see when you first open up the software. You should see where you put your email in and your license key. So that's how you know that you're doing something right, because that's the box you should get when you first attempt to open up the software. So you should get this if you try to open software the first time. Once you put in your email and license key that's emailed to you once you make your purchase, it's emailed to the PayPal email address you have on file. You will never have to do this ever again, because there will be a license.lic file that will appear in here once you put your details in here that are provided to you via email, or if you didn't get it via your PayPal email, just email me at support@SeanWalters.com and I'll make sure that you get it. So this is one way. The important thing is, no matter how you get the files, they all need to be in the same location. So I'm going to show you the second way. I'm just going to delete this. How we would go about doing this. Let me move this over here. Okay, because I tried to open it up. Let me see if I can get rid of this. Okay. Now let's try to download it again. Let's assume that you have some type of Winzip program or what have you. I'm going to show you the other way. So it's downloading. You can see it's downloading down here. All right. So in your Winzip program or whatever, it's going to open up and you're going to see exactly something like this. And you're going to have these files. You're going to say, okay, well, what do I do? The wrong thing to do, what most people end up doing, is they'll end up downloading this without the other two missing components here, which are very important. So what I would do if I had this open up, is I would hit the shift key and the down arrow at the same time, where I'm able to select everything that's basically right here. And there's two things you could do. You could either right click, it's not gonna let me do it here, but you could either right click and it would be like an extract button up there. And what you want to do is kind of like when I was showing you in the other window, and let's say it's going to give you an extract all, so you'll be able to extract all, and then it's going to ask you where do you want to extract it to. You want to extract it to your desktop, okay? But let me go back here. Let me put that back here. Okay. Now, another thing you could do is you could just select everything that's in that file folder and drag it to the desktop. So what you're going to do then is you want to make sure that you have all those files, and you want to make sure that they're in the same location. So as you can see, these are the same files that I just dragged from here to my desktop. The reason why you want to drag them to your desktop is you want to ensure that you can access them. You don't want to be accessing from the downloads folder or anything like that. You want to make sure that they're easy to access. So I have my README now file. I have my .exe file. I have my locker.dll and my license.dll. You don't want to operate the software like this on your desktop with these files naked like that. What you want to do is this kind of right click. This is I'm showing you worst case scenario. You want to right click where it says new, select folder, and then just create a folder, call it whatever you want. In this case, this is Backpage Ad Poster 2.0. This call it Backpage Ad Poster, whatever you want to call it. And then what you would do is just slide all these items into a folder, and you open it up, and you're good. Now, if I try to basically run the software, then I'm going to get that box that's going to prompt me to put in my email. Let me move this out of the way. And license key. That lets you know I'm in the right, that I did everything I need to do correctly. So the whole point of me showing you this video, if I didn't confuse you, is that you want all of these different files to be in the same location. So the best way to do that is for them to operate out of a folder, which is what they would come in. But if you did something wrong, just create a folder, put those items in a folder, and you're good to go. And like I said, most people are using this to operate from their desktop. That's what I do. So hopefully I didn't confuse you in this video, but most people won't have this problem. But for the few that may run into this problem, want to know how to do this, this is exactly the process I would walk you through to get those files on your desktop, extracted from the zip file, and so you can be up and running pretty quickly. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, or if you run into any stumbling blocks and you're wondering why you may have gotten an error like I showed you, it's because all of the files are not in the same location, and they need to stay in the same location to function as a unit, because there's a license system attached to the software. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for this video, and we will see you in the next one.